For the last 11 years, Idaho's political parties have been able to decide if they want their primary elections open or closed. Beginning in 2012, the Republicans chose closed. The Democrats chose to leave theirs open. The law was changed back in 2011 because of a lawsuit brought forth for the same reasons that we're hearing talk of primary election registration this year, to limit the ability for voters outside the party or those unaffiliated to just jump into and vote in a Republican primary. Can a registered Democrat change their affiliation in order to vote in the GOP primary? Yes, they can. But they have to do it by a certain date. And this year, that date is March 11th, the same deadline for candidates to officially file to run for office. Unaffiliated voters, however, they can register as a Republican on Election Day and still cast a vote in that Republican primary. Some Republican lawmakers see this as special treatment. They want to stop that from being able to happen. Republican Doug Okonowitz of Hayden introduced House Bill 439 to basically address that. And today, the bill passed the House on a narrow 36-32 vote with 2 lawmakers abstaining. Now, Andrew Bartlein has been following the strong debate on the House floor for today. Now, what are the concerns that we're seeing with this bill, Andrew?
Well, lawmakers opposing the bill say that it's restrictive, a lot of them for different reasons. It boils down to the same main point, that an unaffiliated voter doesn't yet know how they want to vote. They don't yet know who they want to vote for, hence the term unaffiliated. Now, Republican lawmakers opposing the bill say unaffiliated voters should be allowed to wait and see who is running, vet those candidates, and if they ultimately choose to support a Republican candidate, they should be able to start offering that support in the primary election. And forcing unaffiliated voters to sign on to a party the same day candidates must register isn't enough time for them to do that. So here's what a couple Republicans opposing the bill had to say earlier today.
Successful political party tries to build the biggest coalition they can, and when the law is written such that people by default are listed as unaffiliated, kicking them out with 2 judges to vote on when they expect it to make a significant impact on their primary, which in my county, the primary is the only opportunity to weigh in on most countywide races ever. I just can't vote yes for this, Mr. Speaker.
I think it would be something that would be a little bit disenchanting for a new voter, for them to show up on primary election day having fully understood and not realizing that there was a rule that made them declare their party a few months ago.
We heard Democratic Representative Steve Birch further add from his experience door knocking that a lot of people in his district, that would be Boise, consider themselves Republicans, but they won't register with a Republican Party because that affiliation is public knowledge, and people, for whatever reason, may want to keep their political leanings and beliefs private. Now, on the other end, lawmakers supporting this bill say the Republican Party should be the ones alone to decide the Republican nominee, and unaffiliated voters should not get special treatment to affiliate and influence the party's vote. Here's Representative Ron Nate from Rexburg supporting the bill.
The candidate deadline, I think this clears up a lot of that uncertainty so that we make sure that Republicans are voting in the Republican primary, Democrats voting in the Democrat primary, and whatever other party primaries may happen to be in Idaho, we have members of those parties choosing their nominees.
Now, as you said earlier, Brian, this bill did pass in the House. It was a narrow vote. It was decided by 4 votes, so now it's going to be brought to a Senate committee.
So what this looks like, too, we've just seen with last week with Ammon Bundy, he's no longer going to be in the Republican primary. He's going to go independent. So that means if you're unaffiliated, that's your only choice? Is that what we're to understand then, if that were to be the case coming up this primary?
Well, I guess I got a question for you. They could vote in the Democratic primary, I believe, if you're unaffiliated.
True.
They would not have the opportunity to support a Republican in the Republican primary.
But if this bill passes, you would always have to, everybody would have to register by this date, not just the Republicans. So
Yes.
It would kind of close the loop for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.